Hey guys, creator of SnapTest here. This is going to be a really quick tutorial on how to abstract out your login process into a component so you don't have to keep redoing it. So I'm going to make 3 tests and I'm using my dashboard hologram account here to illustrate this. So the 3 tests are going to all start with logging in. And I don't want to have to keep redoing the login steps. So I'm going to show you how to abstract them out into a component. So test 1, and I'm going to hit record on the page I want to start the test at. And from here I'm going to actually record the login process. I'm only going to have to do this once. In the other two tests I will just reuse these steps. Boom, okay, recorded. I have my login actions created. I'm going to back out to the login screen again so I can verify what I've just done. As I hover over the actions, I can see a red outline indicating which element was being acted upon. So if you look closely, the first one is, this one is click element, and then the next one is change input to. Now these are the same element, and I don't really need to click on the element. That was just me recording. So I'm going to delete that guy. And the next one is change this input to password, which is the horrible choice of a password. And then the third one is clicking on the login button. So these are the 3 steps I need for actually logging in. So I'm going to shift select the 3 actions that I want to make into a component, which enables this button called rollup, which means make component. It rolls up the actions into a component. And it's named new component by default. And we're going to enter it and edit it by hitting this little edit button on the right. And from this screen, this is where we can play with this component and make it better and better. I'm going to rename it to login and test it by running it. Very cool. It logs in just fine. So I'm going to log out, and hitting this button will go back to the test. And as you can see, now I have one line for those 3 steps. And this one action, this component, can be reused in other tests as well. And so let's go do that. Test 2. In test 2, we had nothing, so let's begin it by hitting record. And instead of redoing the logging in, I'm going to hit this Add Action button and select the type of action as component. Then I'll select the component type as login. And if I hit this arrow on the right, it's going to show me what those steps are in this component. In this case, we're going to load up the page. We're going to change this input to the email and password and click login. Then I hit run. It's a little slow to log in right now. So then after it's logged in, I can continue to record from this test and walk through some other pages, etc., and then hit run. And you can see that it's reusing the component steps for the second test. And then the third test, exactly the same way. I back out to the logout. I'm back out to the login screen, hit record, add. I have to stop recording to add a custom action. Select the component type, select the name of the component, hit run, and continue to record from here and go a different path. This way you can have lots of tests really quickly, and you're able to reuse the login. One thing to note is the login or the components are just line items like the tests are, and you can create folders and put them under the folder. And oftentimes I will make a folder called components and another folder called tests. This is completely up to you. There's no right way or wrong way to do this, but it does affect how your test project is generated locally when you use the SnapTest CLI. And one thing to note is when you go into this component and change anything here, then it will be changed in all three tests that it's an instance in. So for example, if I want to make this a little bit different, maybe your login form changes and you don't want to have to go back and change 3 tests. You just want to change this one component. It will be able to do that. You don't have to change in all 3 tests. So I hit assert mode. Let's say I want to assert login to holograms at the top. Actually, you can change where your assert to record cursor is. So I'm going to bring it up to the top and assert right there. And test it. Now I'm asserting that the title is above the login. And this exists now in all of the instances of the component. And running them will include the new things you've added or changed or deleted from that component. That's about it. We're going to have another tutorial right after this about using variables and default and instance variables in your components, which make it even more maintainable and scalable. But in the meantime, happy testing and have a great day.